What's up, my fellow drunken stewlosophers, do for stewlosophy, the drunken stewlosopher here. I'm going to scoot up a little so I can be closer to the mic. I have to adjust the camera height here. Anyway, I'm back in my closet because it's kind of early in the morning. Everybody's asleep. And so I don't want to wake everyone up by ranting out in the open. But I actually went to write a tweet. And it's not fitting in the 140 characters, and I'm not the kind of guy to do like a 16 tweet thread. If it's going to take me 16 tweets to say it, it belongs on my YouTube channel. Anyway, I was just going to share a memory of mine, probably my strongest memory that I have, in which someone invokes God as an explanation for some natural event. And this goes back 24 years ago. I think it was 1993. I'm a pretty young guy back then. I'm working in Salt Lake, and it's December, and we were having a pretty good winter. We were getting a lot of snow. In fact, we were getting so many snowstorms at the time that a good friend of mine at the time mentioned that the reason that we were having so many snowstorms lately was because Utah was being punished for all the sins of those heathen Californians who were migrating into Utah from California. The early 90s was kind of a time when we were getting a lot of people moving to Utah, and a lot of those people were coming from California. And so a lot of native Utahns started blaming all of Utah's problems on the Californians coming in. And this case was no different. According to my friend, even God was blaming the Californians for Utah's problems. And he was punishing us. I know it's difficult to believe that people like that still exist, even in the late 20th century. But not only did my friend exist and actually believe this, but a mutual acquaintance of ours piped up and said, "Oh no, it's not the Californians, it's the saints," meaning the Mormons in the state, thus implying that it was God's chosen people, the Mormons, that God was angry at, and that's why he was sending the snowstorms. And remembering this just now reminds me that that's really all I have to say. I should probably end it now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to add something new in because, geez, it's only been 5 minutes. Oh, I'm just barely getting started here. We've got another 25 to go. It leads me to what I guess would probably be my second strongest memory of somebody invoking God. And that was after Hurricane Katrina. Crazy thing is, I was in New Orleans the year before Katrina. I was there for a trade show, and it was awesome. I was just a couple blocks from Bourbon Street, and so every night that I was there, I'd leave my hotel and go down Bourbon Street and try out some of the great seafood restaurants that they had there. Kind of this back alley hidden in a corner pizza shop that just had the most amazing pizza. And also, good Lord, that entire city smelled. Anyway, after Katrina, a guy I worked with mentioned that it was God cleansing the city. Because New Orleans was such a terrible, horrible place. Which reminds me, when I was walking down Bourbon Street one night with a couple of my coworkers and friends, we're walking down and we're kind of looking at everything, all the sex shops and the cross-dressers, women lifting up their shirts in order to earn beads. And one of my friends turns to me and he says, "You know what, Stu? This is like Satan's throat right here. We're in Satan's throat." Oh my gosh, and I could probably go on more and more and more examples. When you literally believe mythical tales to be true, I mean, when the basis of all other beliefs is itself just ridiculously absurd. All beliefs or thoughts or opinions that come up off of that, some of them are simply going to end up being absurd. Like, God was cleansing New Orleans, or God sent a snowstorm to Utah in the middle of winter Yes, greatest snow on earth, Utah. Had a snowstorm. It must be God punishing the saints of Utah. Anyway, I know you've all out there probably got like a million stories you can tell. So, do tell them down in the comments below. And until next time, continue to drunkenly philosophy on, my fellow drunken philosophers. Oh, by the way, I'm on MTF. Matanuska Thunderfuck. I think I said that right. So we just call it MTF because, yeah, whatever. Okay, bye.